Top of the morning, lads. It's Suave Bits in here. Just cracked open a can of Mountain Day. I didn't realize my mic was muted, so I was just talking to myself here. It's been a morning, let me tell you that. But we are going to get this stream started. Monday, we actually started a casual playthrough of Metal Gear 3, and it didn't go so well because it's been a while since I've played this game, and I don't remember this game being that blurry. So I'm like, okay, there's obviously something going on here. Well, come to find out, I had gotten used to the HD version that was released for PS3. So I got used to the HD remaster. I am playing this currently on an actual PS2, a old, fat PS2. I do have a PS5 controller, though. I got an adapter so I can use that, so that's neat, because I absolutely love this controller. But I also forgot a major difference between the old school PS2 version and the HD version is the camera movement. You can't move the camera around freely like you can in the HD edition. So my first playthrough, the little bit where I had to rescue Sokolov and all that, didn't go very well, gameplay-wise. So I'm actually going to be restarting this stream. I'm going to be restarting this game, and we're going to go from there. So we're going to start a new game. I hate this question because although it is funny that if you pick this, as soon as Snake lands, he takes off his flight helmet and he's got the Raiden mask on. I hate Raiden. I can't stand Raiden. He is awful. He just complains for the entire game. I can't stand him. I hate him. So I'm not going to pick I like MGS2. I'm going to pick I like MGS1. Even though you could make the argument that Metal Gear 2 was a better game. Graphic-wise, the engine was better, all that kind of stuff. And the story was fantastic. But I cannot stand Raiden. So we're going to pick I like MGS1. Which, I do like that game better anyways. We're going to play this on normal. And we're off.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Now, one of the things that I kind of struggled with in the previous stream as well was I forgot this game is kind of long-winded in the beginning. A lot of cutscenes, a lot of codec conversations that I want to pay attention to, and I also want to give the viewers a chance to pay attention to. The problem is I kind of just look like I'm sitting here like a bump on a log, so just bear with me, I guess. We'll figure it out.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just go on YouTube because when I played this game last, I'm like, man, the textures kind of look blurry. And obviously, again, I'm playing on an actual PS2, and I'm running it through an AV to HDMI converter into a capture card. So I wasn't sure if maybe I know the HDMI converter actually stretches it, so it's a 16:9 ratio. The problem with So this should be a 4.3 ratio, or a 4:3 ratio, like it was back in the day, but pretty much all AV HDMI converters stretched to a 16.9. But look up on YouTube, just do yourself a favor, look on YouTube and find a Metal Gear 3 and Metal Gear 3 HD comparison. There's a fantastic one on YouTube where they actually take the screen and split it right down the middle and show the same cutscene side by side. And it's just, it looks like there's a blur filter over this one. So that's going to take a while to get used to.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
Yeah, how about I just not do that? Why jump out of a perfectly good moving plane?
This is one for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
Alright, let's do 18 somersaults. I actually didn't count it, but it had to be close to 10. I don't know, man. I would be like, you need to find a different way to bring me in there because jumping out of
Jack,
a
I've got
perfectly
some
good
important
moving
news.
airplane just doesn't sound like a smart idea.
The head of the CIA has finally given
Especially
us
back
green
in the
light
60s,
for the
just-
virtuous
nah.
mission.
Virtual mission.
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission. Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West.
I absolutely
One of our
love how they take
moles.
actual historical
His
things
name
and
is
weave
Nikolai
them into this game.
Sokolov. He's head of the OKB-754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed
Yo,
forces
what
on
up?
secondary
CD's
alert.
Games? How's it going, man?
Transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war.
I love
In the end, we
the
had
historical
no choice.
fiction weaved into this story.
President
It's
Kennedy
awesome.
gave in to Khrushchev's demand.
One of the
The
coolest
next
things
day,
about
I
this
got
game, in
Sokolov
my opinion.
out of the hospital, handing
Just
him over to
fantastic
agents on
stuff.
the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes, he was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the
Yeah, that's
details,
the
but
cool
it appears
part.
to be a new
I mean,
type of
honestly,
nuclear
though,
weapon.
with this taking place in the
half a
middle
year
of the
now, the
Cold
Soviets
War,
have been
with all of
conducting
the
frequent nuclear
spy
tests and
agencies
sending
and all of the
Something
secret
to do with the
operations and
weaponized.
all that
We're talking
stuff
about a
going
secret
down, it
weapon so big
might
that
be
Khrushchev was
kind of
ready to pull
easier
out
than
of
you
Cuba
think to
back.
actually weave a fictional story
Is
into it.
Sokolov still in the facility?
Because there's still
No,
information
according to our
about the
intelligence, he's
Cold
in
War era
Selino
stuff that we
Yas,
have no
a
idea
place
about.
in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
After watching that comparison of the HD version compared to this version, I kind of wish I was playing the HD version because it's just, you know, more pleasant to look at, but I don't know, man. Something about the old school original hardware and everything, that's just nice. Plus, you know, this version has that dream sequence that I'm pretty sure everybody knows about it by this point, but I don't know, maybe some newer fans of the franchise don't know about it, have never seen it, so I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to see that when I get to that point. Hopefully this little bit here goes a lot smoother than the last time.
The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the
Yeah, I can
recovery
see.
point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proof.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat Talon?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
You know, it's kind of funny, after playing Metal Gear 5 recently,
Time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more
having
than a few
replaced David Hayter with Kiefer Sutherland as the voice actor for Big Boss and Snake,
You'll be eating dinner,
it,
breakfast, and all
it's
the
interesting
rest of your
hearing the
meals in
original
jungle.
voice actor again. I mean, I don't really hear him a whole lot when I do the Twin Snake speedruns because I skip all the cutscenes and everything else. And it's funny too, man. If you actually look up an interview with David Hayter, he sounds nothing like that. I mean, I guess that's why he's a good voice actor, but still, it's just funny. He doesn't sound anything like the Solid Snake character. I wish I had the tuxedo. I think you have to beat the game in order to get the tuxedo. Because playing this game with the tuxedo would be awesome, because then he would look suave. Right.
Do you copy? You're already in.
I mean,
enemy
I've
territory.
read that
Something
Hideo
might be
Kojima
listening
always
in.
was interested in movies,
Here on out, we'll be using
and
code
with the
names
amount
to
of
refer to
movie
each other.
references that they throw into these
Your code
games,
name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll
it
be
makes
referring
sense,
to you as
and
Snake
it really
from
kind
now on.
of
You're not to mention your real name.
the way he does cutscenes and everything
Don't
like
like
that make a lot
snakes?
more sense
What do you mean?
on why he did him that way.
Beaten one before, haven't you?
When you realize what a big movie fan he was.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one at a
Like,
restaurant. But
Be careful. You might not.
There's a
have choice.
codec sequence
What about
somewhere
you,
in here
Major?
where Major's
What should I
talking about
call
the
you?
James Bond movies. I think there was
Let's see.
one
I'll
out by
be-
this point
I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom.
in this timeline. I think
This
the
will
first
be a
Bond film had
sneaky
come out by
mission.
that point.
You must not be seen by the enemy.
And then I think
must leave no
Paramedic talks
trace of
about
your
like the
presence.
original Godzilla and
Exactly.
all that kind of stuff.
This
And
kind of
then
infiltration
in Metal
is
Gear
Fox
2,
units
Rose
specialty.
asks
In other words,
Raiden if he's
weapons
seen
and
a bunch of
equipment
different movies and
procure on
stuff.
site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go
It's kind
back
of
and get
interesting
it.
too that Major Zero turns out to
You
be
know
such
where
a
it is?
dick later on.
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Alright. See if we can remember how to play this damn game now. See if we can remember how to play it better than we did the last time. Just gonna run around here real quick, see if there's anything around here, because I don't think I've ever really, like, fully explored this area. Wait, so you mean to tell me I don't have to crawl into that log? I always thought you had to go that way. Apparently not. Cool. You know, I wonder what happens if you just continue on without the backpack. 'Cause I've never done that. I wonder if you can. Should we find out? Should we find out if we can continue on this game without the backpack? Like, I mean, if I can get to the next area, I'll probably come back for it, because I imagine the rest of the game would be a just absolute pain in the ass without it. But I'm just kind of curious if you can even continue beyond this point without it. Let's find out. I don't think they're going to let me.
Snake, where do you think you're going? You can't expect to proceed with the mission without any weapons or equipment.
Then why didn't you give me any?
First, you'll need to recover your backpack. It's caught on a tree to the south. Press the action button to climb the tree and retrieve your backpack. Is that clear?
Nope, it won't let me proceed. That's kind of funny. Because I know in the Twin Snakes, I left the torture room without my gear. And tried to finish the game that way. And it would be doable, but it would be ridiculous and just a pain in the ass to do it.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake.
No shit.
To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out.
One thing that's interesting, that considering that I've probably always played this on very easy, I've always played the Metal Gear games on very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 5 I don't think had a difficulty selection, but every Metal Gear game that I've played, I've always done very easy because I care more about the story than I care about the gameplay.
However, the suppressor will deteriorate.
But it's gotten to the point where I'm like, you know, I've played these games so many times that, you know, maybe a harder difficulty will bring some, you know, freshness to them or something like that. And I don't remember his health bar being that small at the beginning. I just seem to remember it being... Yeah, I've never played it beyond any other difficulty than very easy, so he's always had a full health bar.
Actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence.
Oh, I'm probably going to kill some people.
Equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes
So I can't even take a piss?
Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
Yay.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time...
Well, there's a reason Big Boss was such a badass.
The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She?
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh?
It's funny that she ends up
And
becoming
they call you
Dr.
Jack
Clark
for
because
You're a regular
I don't think
Captain
they ever say her
name
real
means
name
nothing on the
in any of the
battlefield.
games.
After a week.
And
no one
actually
has a
in Metal
name.
Gear 1,
What's your name?
Dr. Clark was
Jane
referred to
Doe.
as a he.
Very funny.
I
So
wasn't joking, but I'll tell
guess
you
I
now,
don't think they ever
you
reveal
managed
her
to
full
make it
name.
Back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
unless maybe they do it in Peace Walker, but
She's also in charge of
don't
recording
remember.
your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
duh.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake. Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's
The
going to be serving
DCI
as Fox's
is
mission
actually
advisor.
like the same thing as the CIA, Central
also
Intelligence
helped me
Agency,
plan
but
this mission.
at back then
She and I were
DCI
SAS
was like
together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
I think DCI
That's
was
right.
like the CIA's
Mhm.
commander, the director of Central Intelligence is what it was called back
Talk
then.
to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No.
Yeah,
I
DCI
taught
was
you
director of
everything
Central
you needed
Intelligence,
to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could.
who was
The rest you
the
needed to learn on your own.
head of the CIA.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the
You'll
only
figure it
thing you
out when
can learn
Ocelot
from
starts going
someone
like
else is
this.
technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies. And
This
no
conversation
friends.
definitely lays the
Only
groundwork
the
for
mission.
Big Boss's
You
ideology in
follow
the later
orders you're
games.
given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
Even in Metal
That's
Gear
not the
1
same
when
thing.
Snake's talking to Gray
Sooner
Fox
or
and says
later,
they're
your
not tools of
conscience
the
is going
government and all
to
that kind of
bother
shit.
you. In the end, you have to
That probably
choose
comes
whether
from
you're
this
going to live
conversation.
as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake,
You won't.
you were always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC? Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets.
That's what
for the past
CQC
few
stands
years.
for, bro.
I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the Major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Can't guarantee I'm gonna be stealthy though. That didn't work out too well last time.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Alright, in here I think all we have is some gators. Should be able to take these gators out, no problem. That was the one spot I didn't really struggle on the last playthrough. I was able to take out the gators, but that was about it. Well then, I know this first little bit too, my suppressor should last long enough to just take out everybody. That shouldn't be a big deal. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. And he's sleeping. Cool. Get up, dummy. Alright, here's where we epically failed last time. Let me actually change up my camo before I get to enemies. That might be beneficial too. The fact that this even exists just irritates me.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
5.56ers and pineapples. I remember playing the first one when I was about, I don't know, probably 9 years old or something, and I did not understand that at all.
You can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting...
Okay, we're just going to skip past this because we already know how to use the camo and everything else. So let's just move this along. I don't like skipping codec sequences, but the rest of that one was what we already know. Alright. Oh yeah, I think this is where we get our bug juice.
What the?
He's sleeping. And I cannot even see this guy. Alright, now he's sleeping too. Oh, there's another guy down here somewhere. Oh, what do we got over here? Stun grenades. Neat. Thinking here's our thermal goggles. Yeah, I think that's just the way I'm going to go about it from now on. I'm just going to try to put them all to sleep. The problem with... I mean, I can get away with it now because, obviously, you didn't see a fucking thing. Night-night. H. No, fuck me. But the suppressor will wear out after a while. Obviously, after I get to Sokolov and everything else, then the game kind of, in a way, resets and I get my weapons and all that stuff. I don't think the suppressor level carries over into the next stage of the game. Into Operation Snake Eater. I think it's just in the Virtuous mission. So, yeah, at this point, I can put them all to sleep, but... later on, I'm going to have to be careful and try to conserve my suppressors. That smile on his face, though. See if I can pull this off, because I messed it up last time. Now, if I just shoot this nest... Bam!
What was that noise?
Oh, come on. Well, if you do it right, that nest will, like, I think I had to wait for him to move to right underneath it, because when you shoot that nest, it'll actually spawn a swarm of bees, and it'll like chase him all the way across the bridge. I think you gotta wait until he's directly underneath it. Okay, and I know there's two guys coming across this bridge. So we're gonna move this guy, because they can't see me from across the bridge. So we're just gonna put him in this tall shit. Nope. Oh wait. Oh, I didn't get the nest, that's why. That was fruit. Well, maybe I can use that on these guards then. This is one of the areas I wish I was playing the HD the HD collection. There we go. Got him. The fuck out of here. Oh, I got some ointment.
The enemy, he's here.
You don't know shit. You're about to go night-night anyways. Whoops. What's that green? What's the green thing on the pole? Hold on. Green thing on the pole.
What's wrong? HQ respond.
This is HQ.
Oh,
We're under enemy fire. Enemy position is unknown.
I don't remember what they're called, but there's them little frogs are all over the place, and if you shoot all of them, I think you get the stealth camo.
Where'd he go?
Seeing long range would be lit, bro.
What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Oh shit.
Somebody there?
Definitely thought I had more suppressor than that. Okay, cool. I was gonna get worried for a minute.
Who's that?
Oh, fuck.
What the?
Go nighty-night. How many of the fucking people are there?
This is HQ.
Patrol here. Enemy sighted. Commencing attack.
Acknowledge. Eliminate all enemies.
Damn, how many guys are there in this area? Yeah, well, we better equip that because, judging by our last playthrough, we needed it, so. Ya bloco maloco. Alright. I can eat it? I can eat the hornet's nest? This, well, I mean, I don't know, maybe it would be decent because it's honey, right? But, I don't know, let's find out.
I want some more.
Alright, we'll have to remember that hornet's nests apparently are fucking delicious. What is the purpose of this? Wait. Oh, you can probably hang from the bridge and then drop down and catch this branch instead of taking the little ledge there.
We've lost sight of the intruder, going into high alert.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Okay, we need to figure out where...
Who's that?
Go to sleep, bro. Alright, I'm assuming that's all of them because the alert's going by really quick, so... Well, that was a pain in the ass. Continuing on.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump.
It's an abandoned factory. Do you expect it to be anything but a dump?
I can't see Sokolov from here.
He's probably in the building.
Pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
I wonder how many are going to take a nap.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to
You mean you
any
don't want him back
danger.
dead?
Do not
I kind of
approach
figured that was
Sokolov
obvious.
while in the alert phase.
Right.
Maybe that's just me.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
There's
No,
always
it's
more.
just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Major. Like, does he tell him when he's getting ready to do everything? Major, I'm getting ready to take a dump. God damn it.
HQ, please respond.
This is HQ.
Control here. We're being attacked. Enemy position unknown. Going into high alert.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
Damn. Well, I guess we hide for a minute and a half. I'm not getting spotted this time. Damn it. Keep walking. Keep walking. You know what? As a matter of fact, just turn around and go back where you came from. Oh. That guy was right on my ass, apparently. I didn't even see the third one. Yeah, here we go again. I was going to restart it so I could play it better, and here we are fucking it up again. It is going better than last time, but not much better. I can't even look around the wall, bro? You will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
There's nobody here.
That's right, walk away. Damn. I'm pretty sure the last time I did play this game, I did a mostly stealth round, but again, maybe that wasn't very easy. I wonder, like, what the major differences are between very easy and normal. I wonder if the guards are just stupid in very normal, or in very easy, and normal they actually have a little bit of common sense and can, you know, have eyeballs and stuff. Because I don't remember being spotted this easily in this game this often. Either that, or maybe it was just because I could see better in the HD version. I suppose it could be a number of things.
HQ, please respond.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. The situation is normal.
Understood. Return to your position.
Alright. They left. Here's this fucking guy. He's sleeping! I'm not sure how long these tranquilizer bullets last, because I know in Metal Gear 5 they wake up after a certain point. I want to say they do in this game too, but I can't remember right off the top of my head. Okay, I'm pretty sure there was another guy over there somewhere.
What the?
Huh? God damn it.
What's going on? Respond.
I was crawling on the ground and the guy spotted me.
Confirm their
Damn.
status.
Your guys are just sleeping on the job. Nothing to worry about.
What's wrong?
I know I'm probably going to regret this decision, but I think I'm just going to make a run for it because I don't think there's anybody else around here. Shit!
What's going on?
So much for that assumption. You can't see me? You are incapable of looking around boxes, even though they're shooting in this direction. Shit. Really? Oh, I forgot I had stun grenades. Bye. I feel like technically I've already would have failed the mission because I was spotted.
HQ, please respond.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. We've lost sight of the intruder. Going into high alert.
A rat. What happens if I eat a rat? Well, apparently he doesn't mind rat. Oh, am I going to get the little cutscene? Aw, damn. Because I know every now and then they'll actually show a little cutscene when you eat, like, new food. And the one of him eating a snake is actually kind of funny.
Can't take another bite.
I think he's full.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Here my dumbass is saying, oh yeah, I know I can do this better, and then don't.
Footsteps.
We're just gonna back right up. He'll go to sleep eventually.
Nobody here.
There he goes. Alright, going out through this way is probably not going to be a very good option, because I'm probably going to get spotted. But it looks like we can come out over here. Where does this land us? Watch me get spotted as soon as I leave.
Who's that?
God damn it.
What happened?
I'm about to just start dropping people. I haven't died yet, so this is going better than last time. I haven't died yet. What if I just put them all to sleep? Yeah, restart it, I said. I'll do better, I said.
HQ, please respond.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. Lost sight of the intruder. Going into high alert.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Night night. There we go. We made it. That took too long, but I didn't die, so I did it better. This has been a pain in the ass, man. I don't like it.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men?
No, I don't know if that's Sokolov. I think that might be the Monopoly guy.
From me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word.
I mean, didn't Zero say it was like 2 years ago that they gave him back to the Soviets? So, sorry for being so late. It's probably a reference for the fact that it took him 2 years.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of GRU. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility.
The one thing I never understood about this game is the electrical bullshit that goes on with Volgin. Like, I don't know. It's never made a whole lot of sense to me. Why? Like, I just feel like it wasn't necessary. I mean, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just a difference in audience. The Japanese people, you know, it's a Japanese game, so it might make sense to them. But for me, it's just like, okay, you know, this
the intelligence says that they are going to make
Russian general. That's intimidating enough to me. The guy doesn't need to be able to spew lightning bolts.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb.
Yeah, he never spoke Russian.
Where did you learn to speak it?
He didn't.
From my mentor.
Is that so? America is truly a frightening country.
Well, Sokolov, you probably wouldn't be a fan of it, you know, 50 years later.
I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Well, actually, about 60 years, because this game takes place in 64, so, yeah, it's, we're coming up on 60 years.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I managed to get past them.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost
That codec
contact
call
with
was
the boss
different.
some time ago.
Last time I killed him.
It's probably just
I
a
actually
weak
mentioned
signal.
that.
Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
Still got spotted like 3 damn times though. Was hoping to get through without getting spotted, but you know, well, I guess I just suck. I guess that just is the reality here. Oh, we get to see Sokolov's martial arts skills here in a second. Look at him. Yeah. Kamehameha! Like, bro, what is this actually gonna do in a fight? I'm just wondering. Yep, this is actually the cutscene that I saw in a PS2, PS3 HD comparison. I mean, the coloring and everything even looks better in the HD version. It's insane. Like, most of the time when I see HD remasters, I don't notice a huge difference, but this one's ridiculous. Oh, there he is, the man.
Huh? We meet at last.
Look at that little pea shooter.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
The man, the myth, the legend.
He's the Ocelot commander.
Ha! That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
He is just such a cocky, arrogant dick in this game.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
Yeah, Ocelot definitely has a baby face in this game.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
That gets me every time. I got a guy pointing a gun at me, so I'm gonna turn around and just meow like a motherfucker. Just loud as shit.
GRU operatives!
What is that stance?
You like that?
Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Major!
Oh, dude, that'd be funny as hell.
Whoa!
At the beginning of Metal Gear 2, Ocelot be like, steal? No, I'm just gonna stand here and meow.
Impossible. You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
You know, it's kind of funny, though. I kind of wonder why they decided to give him this little hand gesture thing. Yeah, once him and Big Boss form their alliance, like, bro, stop with the meowing, please.
Major, do you read me?
But
I read you.
I wonder why they gave
Snake, you
Ocelot
alright?
this little hand gesture thing in this game.
These guys are after Sokolov too.
Because obviously he doesn't do it in 1 and 2, so it was introduced in this game when he was younger. But then at the end of 4, he does it again.
Something between the KGB.
So I kind of wonder why it was just why it wasn't something he just did in every game.
Guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
I think we've got a big cutscene thing coming up here soon. Well, I do have to run around a little bit here, but as soon as I leave this area, we've got a pretty lengthy cutscene and codec calls and stuff like that, so I'm going to try to pay attention to it, give everybody else a chance to pay attention to it, but also talk a little bit so I'm not just a bump on a log. So we'll figure it out. At this point, I can just put my controller down and have my hands.
You okay?
Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best crew has to offer. They're coming for me. I'm finished.
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look.
That's what they were making you build?
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBMs.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain?
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo. that thing finished.
No, this is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war.
I had no choice but to cooperate.
One thing I did forget to mention in the beginning of this stream, that I mentioned in the last stream, I'm going to be playing all three, or well, I'm going to be playing the entire Metal Gear series casually, and I'm going to do them in story order, but I'm going to skip 2 games.
Got it.
I'm going to skip Metal Gear 5 because I just finished that one, and I don't want to replay it again this early. And then I'm also going to skip Peace Walker. Peace Walker's not a bad game, and I know Peace Walker's considered canon with the rest of the series, so if I were to play all of them, the ones that are considered canon, it would be 3, Peace Walker, 5, the 2 NES games, and then 1, 2, and 4. That's 8 games. I've always kind of considered the Metal Gear series to be just 1 through 4. I am going to play the NES games, but I'm going to skip Peace Walker and 5. So I'm going to do 3, and then I'm going to play the 2 NES games, because I've never played those before. And then I'm going to move on to 1, and then 2, and then 4. So I'm going to do these in story order, but I just don't feel like there's enough like meat on the bone in Peace Walker. I've played it. It's not a bad game. But me personally, I've never really considered it part of the mainline series. I don't think it's referenced a whole lot in Metal Gear 4, if at all.
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Peace Walker came out in 2010. And I believe Metal Gear 4 came out in 2008. Yeah. So Metal Gear 5 and Peace Walker came out after Metal Gear 4, which is kind of the conclusion of the series. So, like, the issues I have with Peace Walker and 5, I feel like the story was told between the first 4 games, between 3, 1, 2, and 4, and the NES games. The 4th game basically wrapped up everything from those games, so Peace Walker and 5 kind of have to be inserted into a timeline and a story that already exists. So, considering that Peace Walker and 5 came out after the 4th game, I feel like the story is told well enough between just 3, 1, 2, and 4 to justify skipping Peace Walker and 5.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back.
So once I finish this one, we're going to be playing the first NES game.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself. It's raining blood. Is he crying?
Oh yeah, dude, going from a PS2 game to a fucking NES game. Yeah, that's gonna be something. I don't even remember the last time I played an NES game, for one, and for two, I've never played the Metal Gear NES game, so that's gonna be a fun journey.
Kuwabara.
See, I feel like this dude would have been intimidating enough without all of the lightning. The lightning just makes it look kind of hokey.
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Boss, What is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads. These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
One of the other
What are you
reasons I'm
talking
probably
about?
going to be skipping
Think you
Peace
can pull
Walker
the
and 5.
trigger?
5 especially is just a lengthy game. Because, like, I think this one, the last time I played it was around, like, 14 hours. I can beat the first one in roughly 8 hours. The second one is, I think, around 14 hours. And even 4, I think, is, like, less than 20 hours. 5, I think, just to beat the mainline missions, can take
He's seen my face.
like 30-40 hours, and then Peace Walker, I think, is another 18 to 20 hour
Can't
game.
let him live.
So, I mean, I might be able to get through them faster than that, but that would just take up a lot of time, and so I'm just going to
Chef
stick with the
finds out
main
about
line
this, we're finished.
1 through 4 and throw the NES games in for fun.
He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
You know, whenever I hear shit like that in the game,
The new
his
blood
like
has
grunting
been
while he's
rejected.
falling and everything, I just imagine how funny it would look to see the voice actor in the booth just
Are we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
It's still so funny going back and playing some of these games and looking at the graphics the way they are and just going, man, it's so lifelike. And then you look back at it now and you're like, wow, this. After playing Metal Gear 5 and then going to this one, it's just like, man, this is all blurry and everything. But back then, when it came out in like 2004, this was lifelike, and we didn't know if we were going to get any better than that. How can they make this any better? And then they do.
Snake,
and then we go back
can
and
you
like,
hear
man, we played that?
Yeah. Just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move?
I'm actually
got
going
to
to
get
skip
those
through
wounds
this
treated.
codec sequence too, because it's basically just a tutorial on getting through the, like, cure menu. It's not really super important, so I'm just going to skip through it to save a little bit of time. This part's my favorite, though. I have a cut. So you'd think, okay, let me, disinfectant, stitch it, and then bandage it. Nah, we're going to bandage it first. and then we're gonna put the put these two things on there, and then we're gonna stitch through the bandage, because, you know, logic. But we have to remember this was a PS2 game, so, you know, this was still revolutionary in its time period. Actually having to, you know, take care of your character and eat and everything. This was pretty monumental shit. You know, I really wonder what the process is sometimes for, like, being a voice actor and stuff. Is, like, do they have the cutscene, like, done already? And then, like, they get to see the cutscene and see what they're getting ready to do? Or they're just, like, given, like, a description of the scene? Like, alright, man, you're laying here, you have to relocate your own arm. Now just pretend you know what it's gonna look like. Just like, you know, which process in the game development does the voice acting come in?
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon. Can you set it up?
Snake must be sitting there thinking, what a fucking piece of machinery! If you know, you know. Look at him just staring at his gun like, damn it.
Excellent. A great success. Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear. A kiss of death?
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
What a dick. Alright, now at this point we've got a pretty long-winded cutscene segment coming up, so... I don't want to talk over the cutscene the whole time, but at the same time, I want to pay attention to it, but not also be boring, so... We'll wing it, see how it goes. I'm actually going to step out for just a second. I'm just going to let this play out.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else.
You know, even though I just played this like 2 or 3 days ago, I forgot about the James Bond-esque intro here. Like, this just gives me James Bond 007 vibes. I kind of dig it, but at the same time, I kind of wish they would have done it in the other games too. It's just, I think this is the only one that they did this in, and I don't know why.
Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal.
Because like Metal Gear 1 and 2, you get the opening credits during the dock segments before you get in the elevator. And then, pretty sure you get the opening credits in the beginning cutscene of 4 as well. So, yeah, this is the only Metal Gear game where they did a James Bond style intro.
In my time, there'll be no one else.
Just kind of, it's just one of them things I'm curious about. Like, why only this one? I'm gonna actually do a quick Google search here while we wait on these cutscenes to see if I can find any information about that.
Currently flying over the Arctic Ocean, altitude 30,000 feet, approaching Soviet airspace. Arriving at the designated drone launch point. Drone oil pressure and voltage are nominal. Payload oxygen supply is nominal. Power supply to payload antifreeze system shows no problems. No gusts. All systems go for drone detachment.
Snake, we can't risk a halo jump this time around. Airspace security has gotten tighter since we were last here. We can't get as close to the ground as we did during the Virtuous mission. So instead, we'll be using one of our newest weapons. Snake, you're being given an honor on par with Alan Shepard. This is our last chance. Show your patriotism. If you fail, you'll be back in a hospital bed again, waiting for the firing squad.
So how does it feel to be a patient in one of the most advanced ICUs in the world?
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting hours? I'll never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
Must be part of the top brass's inquiry.
More like an interrogation. According to them, I'm a traitor and an accomplice to the boss's defection.
They're just looking for a scapegoat.
Does that mean they're after you, too?
Let's just say neither one of us is going to be made a national hero out of this.
Does this mean Fox is going to die?
No. This fox is still one step ahead of the hounds. The reason I came to see you today, Jack, it's time for Fox to clear its name.
What are you talking about?
The situation has changed. We've still got a chance to come out of this one alive.
Yeah, what kind of chance?
Don't get too excited. Here, have a cigar. It's Cuban. This morning, I had a meeting with the CIA.
They decided when they're going to execute us?
No. Yeah, pretty sure they just decided to do it in this game because it was
yesterday
takes place in the 60s, and I think the 60s was when the first Bond film came out, so they just kind of, why not, I guess. And, Major Zero makes tons of 007 references throughout the game, so.
It was a hotline call from Khrushchev to President Johnson.
From the head of the Soviet Union?
That's right.
A few days ago, one of our country's main design bureaus, OKB-754, was destroyed in a nuclear explosion. At about the same time, our anti-aircraft radar picked up a signature that appeared to come from one of your military aircraft. Does any of this sound familiar to you? In retaliation, I have placed our armed forces on secondary alert. Depending on your response, I may be left with no choice but to order the military to maximum alert and unleash Armageddon. With the help of your predecessor, I was able to survive the Cuban incident. But my power is not as great as it once was. If I am to survive this crisis, I must have your full cooperation.
I should have contacted you myself. Did you know that one of our soldiers defected to your country a week ago?
No.
So you haven't heard then. The man who arranged the defection was a GRU colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
Volgin? Of the Brezhnev faction. Go on. Who is the soldier?
Her name is the Boss. She's a living legend. During World War II, she was the one who led us to victory in that war.
That's another kind of interesting little tidbit of information. I don't think they ever really reveal the boss's real name.
The boss? The mother of your special forces?
Yes, that's the one. And she took 2 miniature nuclear shells along with her.
The boss took 2 miniature nuclear shells?
I'm afraid so. I believe they were a gift for her new hosts. The Davy Crockett Atomic Battle Group delivery system was completed 2 years ago. Serious problems were found with the launcher's range and precision. Although they were mass-produced, they've never been deployed in battle.
But Sokolov's research facility was completely wiped out. The whole area is polluted.
I can only offer you my deepest condolences over this terrible tragedy.
So, the boss, with Colonel Volgin's help, stole
Yeah,
two
we never
experimental
learned the
nuclear
boss's real name.
shells and took them with her as gift when she defected. Then, shortly thereafter, Sokolov's design lab, a top secret...
You know, I've had the
military
conversation many
research
times
facility,
with different people
was
about,
destroyed by one of
you know,
his
whether
weapons.
Konami could
Am
continue
I
the Metal Gear series
right
without
so
Hideo Kojima, and
Yes,
doing it
that's
well is a whole
The
nother
American government
discussion to have, but
denies any involvement
I
in
feel
the
like
event.
if they were to
Is
do
that
a Metal
right
Gear
as well?
6, so to
That's
speak,
correct. We were not involved in
I feel like
any
there's a
way.
couple different ways they could
Then
go
what
about it.
was a U.S. military aircraft doing on our
And
radar
one of
screen?
the things I think would
It
be
was
interesting
clearly
would
in
be to go
violation
back
of our
even
airspace.
before this game
And yet you say it
and
was not
do a game
acting
about
under
the
your
boss.
orders.
Because
That's correct.
kind of like with Solid Snake and
You
Metal Gear Solid
expect
1,
me
that
to
was the
believe
first
that
game
this
that I
was
had ever
all the
played.
work of a single
I never played the NES games, and Solid Snake was
I don't
already this
know
big
what else
badass
to
legend.
tell you.
Big Boss was already this big badass
Gun
legend.
insists that this
So
is
this
all a
one,
ploy on your
Metal Gear 3 kind of establishes
I've said it
why
once,
Big
and I'll
Boss
say it
became
again.
the legend
Our
that he was,
government
along
had
with
nothing
Peace Walker
to
and
do
5.
with it.
So,
I would
if the
like
boss
you
is
to
this
agree.
legendary person, this legendary
However, I'm
soldier, it'd be
afraid
kind
my
of cool to
power
see a
over the
game based
military
around
has
her.
weakened
That would be
since
kind of
the
neat.
Cubans.
And, well,
I
clearly
believe
she
it's
led
kind of
the
proof that this
U.S.
was
to
not the
victory in
action
World
of the
War II,
American
so I'm sure there was some badass shit that she did in that time period.
You have 1 week. You must catch the boss yourselves and recover the remaining nuclear device. Then, you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence.
Yes, preferably something painful. Prove to me that this is not merely another one of your tricks.
The boss should be close to Colonel Volgin. How about a little co-action?
I would not expect too much if I were you. The political situation here is unstable. And Colonel Volgin is a member of the Brezhnev faction, which seeks to topple my government. 1 week. You have only 1 week. And if it is not too much to ask, do something about Volgin as well.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing means nothing. Call it a modest gentleman's agreement to ensure our continued relationship.
What
I
if
want
we
you to do his
can't
dirty work.
Prove our innocence.
Then I will be unable to restrain the military. I will be ousted, and they will seek their revenge.
I gotta step out for
Nuclear
half a second
attack on the
again.
United States?
I leave the disposal of this situation entirely to your discretion, Mr. President.
Disposal.
If you fail, it will mean the beginning of a new world war.
To put it simply, in order to avoid a full-scale nuclear conflict, we have to prove that America was not involved in that explosion.
And eliminating the boss ourselves will prove America's innocence?
Right. The higher-ups have decided that you're the only one capable of pulling this off. You were her last apprentice. Screw this one up, and we'll both be 6 feet under. There's no choice.
Are the Russians going to be helping us?
The KGB has promised to lend us one of their communications satellites so that you and I can talk to each other.
That's it?
They've also put us in touch with a couple of insiders.
Insiders?
There was a defection in September 1960. Do you remember it?
You mean the 2 NSA codebreakers who went over to the Soviet Union?
Precisely. Since then, they've apparently been training with the KGB for exactly this kind of situation. Their code names are Adam and Eva. I've been told that Adam has infiltrated Volgin's ranks. We've also arranged for him to provide you with an escape route. You'll need to rendezvous with him when you get there.
Control. Unidentified aircraft detected. Altitude 30,000 feet. It's fast. Estimated airspeed exceeding Mach 3. Bearing south. I'm about to lose it.
This is Snake. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Glad to see you landed safely.
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake, let's go over your mission objectives one more time. Rescue Sokolov. Find out what's happened to the Shagohod, then destroy it. And finally, eliminate the boss.
Eliminate the boss.
This mission will be codenamed Operation Snake Eater.
Because I'll be taking on the boss in our Cobra unit, right?
Don't forget about Colonel Volgin.
I'm not a hired killer.
I know, but that was the Kremlin's demand.
Demand?
All right, I'm back.
You mean it wasn't just a request?
What's
it to us?
My oldest son's home from school with strep throat, so I had to talk to him for a minute.
If supporting the current regime helps us avoid a nuclear exchange, then that's what we'll do.
And what are the CIA's demands?
Our priorities are the rescue of Sokolov and the destruction of the Shagohod.
Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
What now?
I'm changing my codename. It turns out Tom wasn't the most auspicious choice.
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is, when I chose my codename, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape? It came out last year.
Oh, must have missed that one.
Anyway, it's based on a true story about prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany. The prisoners dig 3 tunnels as part of their plan, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before they're finished.
I am going to be shutting this stream down after this codec call.
The names of those 3 tunnels
Gotta make lunch
were Dick,
and
Harry, and Tom.
get ready to go live the dream in the factory.
You used
So
the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
I will probably play through
At least that was the
some
plan.
more of this game on Monday.
But I got the name wrong. The one they
I'm probably
going to
be playing through
Tom was one of
the Metal Gear
unlucky
series
tunnels. It was discovered by the Nazis.
Mondays and Wednesdays.
I watched the movie again. Just
More
to
than
make
likely
sure.
is going to be my time frame on these.
Ordered the actual
You know,
film
2-3
from the
hours
movie company.
each morning, Mondays and Wednesdays, and then if I
So
get a
much
chance on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I might do some Twin Snake speed
You know,
runs.
Let's just use zero, like we've been
Fridays.
All right then.
I don't know if I'm going to have time to really do a whole lot on
We'll
those,
start
and then the
over from
weekends
square
I'm usually always busy. So
From
Mondays and
square
Wednesdays, right
My
here,
frequency,
Suave Beardson on Twitch, Metal Gear
140.
playthroughs.
0.85. Oh, I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Is this her last chance too?
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked. It's more or less the same kind of fate. Her frequency is the same as during the Virtuous mission, 145.73. She'll be recording your mission data as well, just like the last time. That frequency is also the same, 140.96. And there's one
Y'all
more
probably
person
hear my
on your
dog
support
grunting in the
team.
background now.
His name is Mr. Siggin. He's an expert on the latest in weapons and
What?
equipment technology.
Do you want to say hi,
The world's
Floki?
most advanced weaponry when you infiltrate.
Do you want to say hi?
If you have any questions, just ask him.
Come here.
His frequency 148.41.
Look at this big lump.
Got it.
Say hi, Floki.
Adam, your KGB contact is
Hello.
waiting for you at the abandoned factory up ahead.
The same factory Sokolov was being held in last
Do you got to go outside?
Yes, meet
Huh?
up with Adam first. He's cleared the way for you to rescue Sokolov.
How will I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You gotta
know
go
once you
outside.
reach the factory. The whole area's been polluted by the fallout from that nuclear blast.
Hold on.
No one else would dare come close. The password is Who are the Patriots? And Lali Lule Lo.
Lali Lule Lo. Gotcha.
You've been equipped with a 45 for this mission. Be careful, it's noisy.
I thought standard Fox procedure was procure on-site weapons acquisition.
The circumstances are different this time. You're now on an official mission for the United States government. It would be necessary to make your presence known to a certain extent, to the Khrushchev regime at the very least. But remember, this is still a sneaking mission. Snake, if you fail this mission, it will mean an all-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind.
No pressure,
Use
Snake.
Extreme caution.
Understood. Commencing Operation Snake Eater.
All right. Well, all right. I'm going to be shutting this down now. If you've been watching, appreciate it. Tune back in Monday. I'm going to try to get the stream started at 9 a.m. It hasn't been working out that way lately, but 9 a.m. to 12 is my estimated time frame. So usually it's Lately it's been 10, sometimes 10:30, but I'm going to try to get them started a little bit earlier so I can get through more of the game in one stream. But until then, I'll see you next time. Stay suave. And there's my cat yowling in the background.